When you make and sell cosmetics, it's really important to have a reliable scale for two reasons. You want to be able to accurately measure your ingredients for stable, safe and consistent products. And two, in the UK, we're expected to have trade-approved scales that are calibrated accurately, not only to weigh our ingredients accurately, but to ensure that we're packaging them to the correct weight of the product as advertised to our customers. For those wondering what calibrated means, it simply means that it's been adjusted correctly to measure accurately. Over time, you may find that the scale starts to measure a little off. This is why it's a good idea to have it recalibrated yearly if you can. To do this, you need to send it off to places that you've purchased to get an updated calibration certificate, or somewhere local if you know of somewhere, or Trading Standards if they're visiting you will actually do this for you if you ask nicely. A trade-approved scale will come with a calibration certificate or sticker on it, and it usually has an M symbol, a 3 in Roman numerals and a CE symbol on the reverse of the scale. This is how you know it's genuinely trade-approved. Sadly, this is an expense you can't really avoid if you decide to make cosmetics as a business. You may be able to find one second-hand, but you will need to have it recalibrated. I'm going to show you some of the websites I've used before where you can buy trade-approved scales and how best to select yours. One of the places I bought some scales is Country Scales, and if you go to trade-approved scales in their menu, you'll see all of these options. It's quite a bewildering amount. What you're looking for is a scale that does as wide a range as possible in terms of weight for your budget. Basically, you want something that measures the highest weight you're going to be weighing. So if you work in batches of 5 kilos, for example, you'll need a scale that weighs up to at least 5 kilos. And then you need to weigh down to the lowest weight that you're going to measure. And if you scroll down, you can see all that information here. It tells you the highest and lowest weight that each version weighs to rather. So my recommendation, if you can afford it, go for a scale that weighs from the highest weight you can possibly manage down to 0.01 minimum. If you can do 0.001, that's even better. Mainly because things like fine powders, micas, etc. are extremely lightweight and very hard to measure. So find a scale that you can afford in your price bracket that weighs the widest range of weights, basically. As you can see on here, there's a lot to choose from. Now, the scale that I bought from them is no longer available, but I'll show you that now. Excuse the mess, I have been formulating this week, today. So this is the scale that I got from them. As you can see, it's got a nice big plate there. It's got their badge on there. And then on the reverse, you'll see we've got these symbols. So you're looking for that, you're looking for the Roman numerals, and you're looking for an M. Excuse the mica mess on the side. But that's the original calibration sticker, and I also have calibration certificates for this as well when it's been recalibrated. The reason I got this was because it was the most cost-effective option at the time for a calibrated scale, and what I do is I match this up with a little jewellery scale that I'll show you a bit later to do the smaller weights. If you do have the budget, then it looks like this scale is an option. If you scroll down to the bottom, it says the minimum weight 0.1 grams. You could try that and also have a jewellery scale. The issue comes from having to weigh things that are less than 0.1 gram or to 2 decimal points. So I'll show you how to get around that in a bit, but as you can see, Country Scales has a lot of options. They're very friendly. If you phone them up or email them and you want to discuss options, they'll be happy to talk through a solution for you based on what you make. I do recommend them, not an affiliate or anything, but that's one place I use. Another place I've used, which is actually where I got my tiny jewellery scale, I believe, is One Way. I can't see that they've got any in stock at the moment, but they do have the Adam scale, which I know is a very popular choice among makers. So that does come recommended by other people, and you can see there's loads of other options here. So it's just a case of going through and picking what you like. In terms of getting the jewellery scale to measure the really small increments, then Soak Rochford did have some of these in stock. It looks like at the moment it's out of stock, but it's worth bookmarking just to check. I'll have a link below just in case you want to have a look. But these will measure your very fine powders and your small increments. You'll obviously have to measure them separately because this can only hold a max weight that's quite low. So bear that in mind. Your other option is this. I have one of these. It is actually my favourite scale. I use it in all of my videos for products that I'm not selling. The reason I use it for products that I'm not selling is because it is not an officially trade approved scale. It is, however, to my eye and to my mind, quite accurate. But it hasn't been officially trade approved because it has been made abroad and it's just sold on Amazon. It doesn't have all the correct stickers. It doesn't come with a calibration certificate. However, I do really like it. Now, I posed the question to Trading Standards is if I can use this if I have them calibrate it. At the time of making this video, I haven't had a reply, and I have been waiting for a good few weeks for a reply now because they forwarded it to a different department. I will chase this. If I get an answer, I'll put it in the description below to let you know, but it's worth contacting your branch of Trading Standards to ask them the same thing, because this scale is very affordable and it goes down to 0.01 grams and it measures up to about 3 kilos, and I think there's a 5 kilo option as well. So it is very, very useful and very affordable for makers. So if you're practicing and you want to get used to formulating and you're not yet selling your products, this is a very good affordable option. I'll put a link to that below. And yeah, we can check with Trading Standards if they're willing to calibrate it. Are they happy for us to use it? Because this, I do highly recommend it other than that. To check that your scale is actually measuring accurately for yourself, what you can do is actually buy yourself some calibration weights and then just keep on top of it yourself between having it professionally calibrated. Having trade approved scales is all part of GMP and complying with the regulations over here, so do make sure that you're taking that seriously. I hope this video has helped. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll link everything that I've mentioned in this video below, and good luck with your formulating.